Thank you, Chair, and congratulations to your re-election. I am presenting this statement on behalf of Asia Indigenous Peoples Caucus. The commitment to self-determination enshrined in the Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples is yet to be realized in Asia. For example, in the northeast region of India alone, the government has signed 12 peace accords with 5 different indigenous peoples, but it has been a history of broken accords. The failure of states to ensure lasting peace, justice, and accountability is one of the main causes of conflict and violence. This is also reflective of the failure to see the UN Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples as an instrument to build democratic and inclusive institutions by member states. We reiterate that states must recognize the right to self-determination of indigenous peoples and their governance systems in accordance with their rights as enshrined in the UN Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples. We urge states to engage with indigenous peoples in good faith for building trust and creating enabling conditions for unconditional dialogue and negotiations based on universal principle of human rights and democracy, and invite the AMRIP and the SRIP to provide expert advice to the negotiating parties as well as seek the involvement of third-party mediators in the negotiating table. States to consider indigenous peoples as genuine partners in building pluralistic society and democratizing governance systems, and take immediate action towards implementing the existing constructive agreements signed with indigenous peoples, as well as initiate political dialogues with indigenous peoples in all countries for ushering in long-term peace and justice. As a follow-up to the current study, AMRIP to conduct specific study on peace accords to understand the nature and weaknesses of those accords in Asia, rendering them ineffective, and provide concrete recommendations to both states and indigenous peoples for transcending the structural barriers and limitations towards meaningful autonomy and self-government. Lastly, the recommendations issued by the Special Rapporteur Alfonso Martinez and those made at the 3 United Nations expert seminars should be followed up and implemented, including the one asking for the establishment of an international mechanism to handle disputes related to treaties, agreements, and constructive arrangements. Finally, we would welcome any collaboration with the AMRIP regarding this matter. Thank you, Chair.